Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today on the channel I'll be talking about another forgotten English Rugby League ground. Recently I did Station Road in Swinton, before that I did Thrum Hall in Halifax. Today's video is going to be about Watersheddings, the former home ground of Oldham Rugby League Club. Oldham were founded in 1876. Prior to playing at Watersheddings, the club played at a place called Sugar Meadow, and then after that they played at another place called the Clarksfield ground. In 1889 the club left the Clarksfield ground and constructed a new ground in the Watersheddings area of Oldham. At the same time that the Rugby League ground was constructed, the cricket ground was constructed next to Watersheddings along with a lawn bowls pitch. The first match to be played at Watersheddings was between Oldham and Swinton on the 24th of September 1889. In 1904, Watersheddings was selected to host the first ever Rugby League international match between England and an other nationalities team. However, the game was called off due to a frozen pitch and was later played at Wigan's Central Park. In 1915, Watersheddings was chosen to be the host of the Challenge Cup final that year, where Huddersfield played St Helens, with Huddersfield running out 37 points to 3 winners. In 1933, the adjacent cricket ground was demolished and was replaced by a greyhound stadium. In 1965, floodlights were erected at the stadium and were first used in an under-23s match between Great Britain and France. In 1996, Oldham were one of the inaugural members of the Super League competition, and Watersheddings hosted 2 seasons of Super League Rugby. In 1997, it was announced by the club that they would be departing Watersheddings after over a century of playing there. The club stated that their ambition was to move into Oldham Athletics ground, Boundary Park. The last match to be played at Watersheddings was on the 19th of January 1997, where Oldham would play against Swinton, and Oldham would win 20 points to 16. During its time, Watersheddings hosted several international rugby league matches featuring Oldham against the likes of Australia and New Zealand. In total, 25 international matches were played there, with the last being against Oldham and Australia in 1986. Watersheddings also hosted several Yorkshire versus Lancashire matches and other county fixtures. Now, with a lot of former grounds that I've covered on this channel, in this case Watersheddings was turned into a housing estate, and it does give a couple of nods to things that happened in the past, such as one of the roads in the vicinity is called Watersheddings Way, and there's also another road called Hutchins Lane. And there is also a plaque in the area commemorating that Watersheddings used to hold rugby league matches in the vicinity, which is nice compared to some other stadiums I've covered where there's no marker to say that there was a rugby league ground here, or there's any sort of memorial stone or anything to be put in place so people can go there and take a picture. So it is nice that at least there's a memorial plaque there to indicate that rugby league was played in that area. Watersheddings had a capacity of 9,000, but the record attendance for a game there was in 1912, where Oldham played against Huddersfield, and 28,000 people attended that game. Another interesting stat about Watersheddings is that it was reportedly the highest ground in the UK. This is in terms of above sea level. It was 770 feet above sea level, and also reportedly it was one of the coldest grounds in the entirety of the United Kingdom for either football, rugby union, rugby league. And I've read several reports where people have said it's one of the coldest grounds that they've ever been to. So that concludes my video on Watersheddings, the former home ground of Oldham. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, leave a like and share the video. And I just want to say that my last video about Station Road Swinton, it is officially the most watched video in Rugby League history's existence since the channel began 5 years ago. It got over 7,000 views, which is more than any other video I've ever done. So I'd like to thank everyone that watched that video and commented and subscribed and did all that stuff for me. I've got 1 or 2 more videos to talk about on this topic, stay tuned for those, but anyways, this has been Rugby League History. Catch us all later in the next one. Ta-ra for now.